whole nother level on that. So yeah, we just see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Hello, welcome back to Mona's Take. I am monadrose, and we're here to talk about everything reality TV. This is going to be on the live feeds, night 4. I know the last couple of videos I have complained about them not talking game. They made up for it last night. And actually, watching the show last night, I was able to piece together the stuff that I hadn't been able to piece together before with the live feeds. And I think what they're doing is they're cutting those live feeds so that they can get footage for either the show or the, I don't know, the one Taylor and Derek are doing on Friday nights. So I think they're cutting a lot of the game talk early on to try to get more viewership up on that. But there was a lot of game talk last night. I got the live feeds on in case anything happens. I don't think they've actually had the veto meeting yet. A lot of things have come up, so it's going to be a toss-up of who gets put up as a replacement nomination. Alright, so last night, Dee and Haley were talking. And Haley is trying to get Dee to put up Latrice Lala, which is stupid. I have no idea why. She keeps saying if she puts Lala up, it'll piss off that side of the house. And Haley's just doing too much. Haley and Camus, they're everywhere. Chuck is kind of laid back and not as pushy, but what Camus doing is he's taking one-on-ones with every single house guest. It's like he's HOH. And he's been seen talking to everyone. Haley, she's talking to fewer people, but she's in Dee's ear, like, constantly, and Dee's like, does she actually think I'm that stupid? And so they're both doing a lot. She's telling Dee that Yash is telling people he's upset with Dee for putting him up because she said he was safe. And we did see in the show last night where she said we're all safe. She was talking to her team in general. And I think putting up somebody on her team was actually not a good look. I think she should have put up anybody else, but not somebody on her own team. Let's see if I can do this without my glasses, because that glare off my glasses is killing me. So she goes out. Rome comes in, so it's Rome and Dee. And he's telling her, sorry, my dogs are playing, if you hear scratching on the floor. That's what that is. Try this again. She goes out, Rome comes in. He's telling Dee that he's hearing that he's the replacement nominee. Now, why he's saying that, I don't know. I haven't heard anybody even mention his name, other than the fact that he's trying to get in on her good side. I don't know. She tells him that Haley was pitching Lala to go up. Exactly what she said, that it would piss off that side of the house. Rome is spilling his guts to her. He is there for Dee and he is there for Devins. But he's also got some other alliances that came up last night too, and we'll get to that. But Rome is playing a pretty smart game as well. He tells her that Chuck and Haley are starting a lot of rumors, and then the feed's cut off of them. That's what I mean. It's like, okay, we're fixing to get into some good stuff, and they cut the feeds. And they don't go back to them. And they don't go back to the HOH room until that conversation's over with. Alright, so then it goes to Chuck and Ashley, and they're in the workout room talking. They're talking about getting together a cookout type alliance where they have their core alliance and then it splits off like the cookout did, and that's what they need to do. But they never mention who they want in their corner. They're talking about Ashley maybe possibility going up and who Ashley's rocking with and who he's rocking with, but it's like stuff it's not nothing solid. He doesn't have an alliance. He's telling her he doesn't have an alliance with anything that's solid, which he does. He has Haley and he has Camus, and they think that they're working Dee and telling Dee what to do. But Dee had already planned what she did before they ever talked to her. So she already had it in her mind who she was going to nominate. Alright, then it goes back to Rome and Dee in the HOH room. And she's telling him that Haley and Camus and Chuck think they have her wrapped around their finger and that they're running the show. And just letting her know that they're talking behind her back. Then, that's through. A little while later, it goes to the workout room, and it was an alliance I didn't see coming. But it's Jason, Rome, and Lala. And their theory is they're each going to have 2 people, but that those 3 are the core. Those 3 are the ones that sticking together, and then each one of them are going to have a couple of people so they can get the numbers for the voting. So we'll see how that goes, but I did not see that coming at all. But they didn't really say who the 2 people were. Lala was talking about her having Taylor, and of course Rome has Lyric, and Jason, I'm not quite sure who Jason has because he's got his hands in a lot of pots. So I know that he wants Angela, Dee, and Devon's out. So I think that he's trying to get a majority with this alliance to make that happen. So that when he's HOH, he can put Devon's up and he can get Devon's out. And watching the show last night, we did figure out that Devon's and Dee are working together. They are a final 2, and that they're working on 2 separate sides of the house so that they always know what's going on, which is pretty smart. I don't know how many alliances that they're in. I lost count. So, found out where the red corner came from by watching the show. There's a lot of speculation on the internet that it was referring to politics and MAGA and all of this crap. What it is it's the red corner is where the champ fights out of, and the opposing boxer's corner is blue. So the red corner is the champion corner. That's where they got the name for the red corner, which is Camus, Haley, and Chuck. Dee and Devon's, as we saw on the show last night, are each other's number 1. Angela is each other's number 2. And then they added Drew and Barrett to their core alliance, which is Dee, Devon's, Angela, Drew, and Barrett. And those are the crossovers. And they did that because of Survivor crossing over into Big Brother. As we saw on the show last night, Dee ate Devon's butt for telling Drew and Angela about the red corner. It's like, why would you do that? The reason we have different alliances is so that if something falls apart, we have something to bounce back on. But if they find out about each other too early, that can hurt our game. So Dee wasn't too happy with Devon's, but they'll get over it. Angela's telling Dee that she has all the little girls, she's referring to Melody, Mallory, and Lyric, wrapped around her finger, and that she can make them do anything that she wants them to do. But then she starts talking about Mallory, and she's like, God, talking to her, she's like the most boring freaking person on earth. And then the feed's cut, of course, because, you know, they're not going to show Angela talking bad about somebody, because Big Brother has gotten so predictable. Like, you can tell who they want to actually win the season when it starts out. And I think that they're hoping that Angela comes back and takes it, or Dee or Devon's. But I don't know. If Jason has anything to say about it, that's not going to happen. But if I ever meet the person who does the live feeds, I will give him or her a piece of my mind. Like, stay where the action is. I mean, that's what we pay for the feeds for. The 24-hour feeds. We pay so that we can see what's going on. Crap, Haley, and I've got the live feeds going beside me. Haley's back in the HOH room with Dee, so I have to figure out what's going on with that. But they haven't, from what I can see, they haven't done the head of household yet. And not head of household. The veto. They haven't done the veto meeting yet. So I don't know who she's going to put up now, because so much came out last night. Mallory and Camus are talking about who might go up, and Camus is saying Ashley. I'm hoping it's Ashley, but I'm also hoping that it's Haley. Like I said, Camus is just doing too much. He's talking to everybody. He's trying to rock with everybody. And people are seeing him talk to everybody, and they're talking about it. As he was talking to her, he was talking about, he was watching the competitions and see who was cheering for who. That will give you a clue as to who's working together. So he's got some good thoughts, but when you're seeing talking to everybody in the house, that's not a good look. And I don't mean just casual. I mean actually having one-on-one conversations with everyone. Now the head of household can do that. The VO holder can do that. And nobody would bat an eye. But if you're not one of those two for the week, and you're seen talking to every single house guest, it's not a good look. People are noticing. Alright, then it cuts from that to the storage room. And Taylor and Lyric are in the storage room talking about something. I mean, we caught just the tail end of it. And Taylor was saying, if you don't believe me, ask Jason, because he's the one that told me that he said that. And they walk out of the storage room and outside, and the feeds turn from them to somebody else. So, I have no clue what he was talking about, what they were talking about. Oh, Skippy strikes again. Skippy's whoever runs the live feeds. Then it shows Melody talking to Camus, and she's, again, distancing herself from the girls. Like, she's with the girls, but every time she talks to somebody else, she makes it a point to let them know that she's not with them, when they can all see it, just like Roman Lyric. Everybody's seeing the showmance going on. Started day 2. Everybody knows about it. But they're trying to hide it. You can't hide it. It's out there. So just own it. You did it. You're in it. Whatever. Just own it. That's why I don't like Melody. Melody to me is sneaky snake. That just watching her with different people, she will be the type to bite you. When Rome, Jason and Lala were talking in the workout room, they were talking about who each of them wanted to get out if they got HOH. Rome, or who they wanted to get out this week. Rome wants Ashley out. Lala wants Angela out. And Jason wants Devins out. That's no surprise. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. But Jason, I'm going to tell you what. He is so freaking observant. Like no one that I've ever seen in the Big Brother house. He sees and hears everything. He is clocking everything in there. Knows that Dee and Devins are working together and that they're working on separate sides of the house, divide and conquer, and this is what he's telling Rome and Lala, and he clocks everything that's going on, and I don't know how he does it, because he's not in these rooms, but he sees people going into HOH rooms, he sees people going in what they're calling the hot tub room, that has the round bed with the lockers. They're calling that the hot tub room. He sees who's going in there and talking. He sees how many times a day people are. He's just all into it. But he also talks a lot to anyone who will listen. That right there is going to come back and bite him in the ass, I think. We'll see. So far, most everybody's saying they don't want to win HOH this coming up week. That it's too early and it puts a target on their back and they don't want HOH. So there's very few people that I can tell that's going to be gunning for the HOH come Thursday night. Big Brother, I'm going to tell you, they got me last night. Called everybody to the storage room, and I'm thinking, they're so boring, they're going to give them some alcohol and see what happens. No, it was the Yeti cups with their names on them. Evidently, Lala is making Rice Krispies, and she was in there looking for something in one of the cabinets and found them in the cabinets and put them out on the island. And so Big Brother called everybody in there. They got them. Then they go outside. A few minutes later, they call everybody they say Latrice and the rest of the house guests go to the storage room. I'm thinking again, alcohol. I forgot. It's Latrice's birthday Tuesday. I'm going to be 58 years old. I still look at her and am in awe. But it was her cake basket with the cake and the icing and the hats and the streamers and all that. And then she had a meltdown afterwards and was so thankful for them doing that. I mean, it really, she literally had a meltdown for a while. And over that because she was so grateful. And she truly is. I think she truly is a great person. I like watching her. I think she's going to be fun. And I don't think she's going to be in anybody's radar anytime soon. Alright, then it shows Haley, Devins, and Chuck in the hot tub room. And evidently Chuck was going to go back on his word because he promised Taylor that he would vote to keep her. But he's saying if Ashley is up and it's Ashley and Taylor, then he would vote Taylor out. And Haley's saying you don't need to go back on your word this early in the game. It's too early. You need to keep your word. And she's like, I don't want Ashley to go up. I don't want Ashley to go home. And Devin said, why not? As long as it's not you, why do you care? It's like, so Devins is clocking her with Ashley now. But she's just telling, like, Chuck what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. And the poor man can't get a word in edgewise. And he's like, well, if I have to break my word, I have to break my word. He's like, it's a Big Brother, it happens. And Devin said, y'all are doing way too much. He's like, people are noticing you, Camus, and Chuck together all the time. And they're starting to talk, and y'all are playing the game hard, and it's too early, and people are noticing. And he's like, I'm telling you, you just need to chill out. Well, then Camus comes in, and Devin said, we're just talking about the vote, whatever. And he's like, we need to get Dee in the HOH room and have a meeting. And Devin says, no, we don't need to do that. Said, Dee doesn't want that. And Camus said, yeah, but we need to get... And Devin said, look, I'm telling you all this out of love and because I care about you. He's like, but y'all are doing way too much in week 1 of a 12-week game. He's like, you need to chill out. People are noticing. They're talking about you three. They're talking about how hard y'all are playing. You just need to chill. Well, then Camus like, yeah, you're right. We probably just need... Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Devin walks out of him. Walks out the room after he says that. And Camus like, yeah, he's right. We need to chill out. Blah, blah, blah. So Devin was like point blank with them. Y'all are doing way too much. Y'all are gaming more than anybody here, and it's being noticed. And then Haley starts going in on Camus about talking to everybody, and that people are noticing that he's having one-on-ones with everybody, and that they're talking, and that he needs to not do that. Haley is like, I thought I would like Haley at first, but her personality is, she's very demanding. And she's really good about telling everybody else what to do. When somebody else tries to put their opinion in, she ain't having it. So I think she's going to be a problem. And then it switches to Angela and Chuck talking. And Angela tells Chuck that people are noticing her and him and Haley together all the time. And that they're starting to talk that it's a showmance. And Chuck said, it's not. We're just friends. And she said, yeah, but that's not the perception that it's given off. People are thinking that because they see y'all together all the time, that it's a possible showmance or a showmance in the making, whatever, but people are watching. Next, Ashley has evidently gotten word that she's going to be the replacement nominee. She's talking to a couple of people, and she's not happy that it's her. She doesn't want to go up, but she figures it's going to be her, and that it doesn't make any sense. Why don't they put so-and-so up? What they could put so-and-so. And she just starts naming different people. But she's like, no, it is what it is. You know, whatever. But she's not happy. But as soon as she starts talking about that again, Skippy changes the feeds, so we can't see the rest of that conversation or anything that how she found out or anything like that. And again with Haley, I find it very funny that she thinks she's running that house. Like, she literally thinks she's running Dee's game. And that she's running Chuck, and that she's running Camus, and that she's running Devin's. She's fully in charge of everything in her mind. Which is funny, because a vast majority of the house does not like Haley. And Haley's name is in their mouth. Everywhere. Why don't you put Haley up? And I really thought after Drew went and talked to Dee and was spilling his guts and talking about Haley and Camus and Chuck thinking that they had Dee wrapped around their finger and that they were running her and this and that, I thought, surely she is going to see what's going on, and it's going to be Haley that goes. But I don't know. So it's a possibility. The names that have come up so far is Barrett, Ashley. Well, now Haley's an option. They've talked about that. Again, Jason's talking to somebody else about getting Devin's out. He's like, he is bound and determined that he's going to be the one to get Devin's out. And I think it's because, I know it's because he's considered an icon. He wants all the icons out. Angela, Dee, and Devin's. But he wants Devin's out first. And he wants to be the one to do it so that it's on his resume that he got a Survivor player out of the game. I have to see what this conversation... Sorry, I have the thing on. I have to see what this conversation is that's going on when I get off of here between Angela Devins and Drew. He's spilling his guts about something. Drew's good about spilling his guts to Devins and Dee. Jason finally makes it clear this morning to Dee that he's going after Devins. And the reason for that is he told Drew his plan of getting HOH and getting Drew out. And wanting Drew out, and wanting Angela out, wanting Dee out. Well, then Drew went right up to the HOH room and Jason saw him. So he figured he told Dee everything he said. So he's going to make sure this morning that he goes to Dee and he pulls her aside and tells her. So it looks like he's telling her that Devins is his target, not her. I don't know if that was a smart idea. So now, if I were HOH, Jason would be an option. If you're going after my number one and you're coming after me, you should be an option. So Jason, Haley, Angela, no, sorry, Jason, Haley, Ashley, Yosh, and Taylor. Those five, possibly any one of those five can go home this week. So it got pretty interesting. Lyrics coming in to interrupt their conversation. They did it again. They did it again. Drew's telling something to Angela and Devins. They cut the feeds, put them outside on Taylor. Taylor's saying the same thing she's been saying for 3 days. Okay. They're talking about Jason. Angela and Devins. Drew's telling them everything that Jason said. And in the backyard right now, Taylor is talking to Dee and complaining about Haley, and Dee's complaining about Haley. Yeah, Drew's telling his whole conversation that he had with Jason. Jason's talking to too many people. You don't go around telling everybody the same thing. And I can see him telling his alliance members that. But to be telling the whole house that, it's going to get back to the person you're talking to and about. Crazy. Anyway, that's the feeds for last night in this little brief bit this morning. But I'm going to edit this, get it up, so I can get back on and see what's going on. Because at some point today, they're going to have the veto meeting. And we will see what Dee decides to do. She has a lot of options after last night, so we'll see. Alright, so that's about it for last night and the brief bit this morning. I'm going to get this video edited and get it up, and then I'm going to go to the live feeds and figure out what's going on and what juicy gossip is happening right now that I can't keep my eyes off. But I'll listen to that while I'm editing the video, so I can get caught up. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, much love.